Coming up on The Shield, the 33rd Annual World Banquet took place in the Union Ballrooms this past weekend.
And a 5K run will be held next month in memory of Hannah Martinez.
Broadcasting from Schnabel Hall on the beautiful campus of Valparaiso University, you're watching The Shield on VUTV.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Ricky Cody.
And I'm Lauren Robinson. The Valparaiso University International Student Association and the Office of International Programs presented the 33rd Annual World Banquet this past weekend. Nearly 500 international students attend our university, representing more than 50 countries from around the world. Valpo students volunteered their time to show us a little bit about their culture. The evening was filled with the traditions spanning the globe, from Southeast Asia to the Middle East, through Europe, and across South America. The food that evening was a combination of dishes representing the cultures presented throughout the show. VISO worked closely with Valparaiso University senior and chef John Reed, and dining services put together the evening's ethnic feast.
A 5K will be held next month in memory of Hannah Martinez. This event is more than just a race to the finish line. Nicole Graham, Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions here at Valpo, sat down with VUTV's Executive Director Brendan Kinney to share Hannah's message.
We really have an important thing to talk about here on the show today. That means a lot to you, your family, your friends. Hannah's hope. Hannah Martinez is your soon-to-be niece, and she went through a lot in her first 3 years of her life. But if you just want to give us an introduction to who Hannah is and really the impact that she's had on people that she met.
Well, Hannah was born in June of 2009 with severe brain damage, and she was the second little girl born to Mike and Mary Martinez, my future brother and sister-in-law. And with Hannah's disability, it really sparked an interest in Mike and Mary to help others with children with special needs. And so they started up Hannah's Hope. And Hannah's Hope helps provide all the money and all the donations, help provide other families with monetary needs for their children with disabilities.
You said you had a chance to meet Hannah. Tell us a little bit about who she was as a little girl with a bright smile.
Yeah, Hannah could light up any room that everybody met her. Her smile was just contagious, and she had the biggest, brightest blue eyes, little blonde-haired girl, and she was loved so much by her older sister Haley, and her parents and her family and everyone who met her just fell in love and wanted to give back as well.
So we were talking about the 5K, correct? That's coming up next month, March 24th. That's on a Sunday. So tell us a little bit about that.
It's something that we've been talking about for a couple years, and my fiance Matt and I are really big into running, and so we've been really encouraging Mike and Mary to start something like this up. And so as assistant race director for Hannah's Hope 5K, I'm really excited to announce that we're doing that. And it will be March 24th on a Sunday. And we'll have a fun run for little kids at 8 a.m. and then the official race will start at 8:30, and then we'll have walkers, so families who want to walk with their children or other family members, that starts at 8:30. And you can go online and register at hannahshope.org, or you can swing by my office on campus and pick up a registration form as well. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. The money that's raised through the 5K, this is something we're really excited about as well, is that it will go to raise funds to build a playground for children, not just with disabilities, but for all needs, all abilities. And so the motto of Hannah's Hope, specifically for the 5K, is that every child deserves to swing. So we're really excited about this.
So it's the 5K on March 24th. It takes place Sunset Hill Farms, which
correct.
is here in Valpo. And so for people watching here on VUTV and also on YouTube, so just to make sure everybody knows, here in Valparaiso, Indiana, and the prices here, so $25 pre-registration, and then $30 the day of the race.
To watch the entire interview, stay tuned to Channel 82 or search our YouTube page, Valpo VUTV.
Are you in need of a job or an internship? Last week, the Career Center held their annual Spring Career Fair. VUTV News correspondent Amy Vanderhayden was there and has more on the story.
On Thursday, the Career Center held their spring career fair in the Hara Union Ballrooms. Students were invited to speak to over 95 different companies about future careers and internships. Students from all grades and majors were invited to the Hara Union Ballrooms to meet with employers in their selected fields of study. Holly Simpson, the Assistant Director for the Career Center, spoke to me about the career fair and what was involved.
Today is our spring career fair, and we have over 95 employers here today. We have all industry, we have a lot of different industries here today. We have hospitals, we have nonprofits, we have government, all types of government employment. We have engineering, so a wide variety of opportunities that are available here today.
The Career Center also offered headshots, tips on resume writing, and how to conduct yourself in an interview. Employers were also there promoting their own companies and trying to attract possible future employees. I spoke with representatives from some companies about what they look for in students.
Honestly, we look in a service organization, which we consider ourselves to be. We look for the soft skills, the life skills. We want someone that can communicate very easily with our members.
Obviously, we're looking for the credentials, and we're looking for students who are focused and know what they want, what their goals are.
Students were able to go through the ballrooms finding companies that they felt fit their interests. Students were also able to get contact information from those companies and speak to them about future options. Overall, the employers and students enjoyed the career fair and were thankful of VU for the career opportunities. For the Shield here on VU TV, I'm Amy Vanderhayden.
Last week, Valpo students attended a presentation given by a representative from the Academy for Urban School Leadership. Jamelia Motley spoke to students interested in education, stressing the importance of improvement in the Chicago public schools. The Academy for Urban School Leadership, or AUSL, has a goal of turning around schools and improving all-around student achievement in the Chicago area by training their own teachers through a residency program. After the presentation, VUTV News correspondent Lynette Grant got the opportunity to interview Motley about AUSL's purpose and why she decided to join.
What do you plan to achieve through your organization throughout the next few years?
Really just improving the quality of school and education that's available to students in high poverty areas. I am drawn to the mission. So the mission is that the quality of education that you receive shouldn't be based upon your socioeconomic status or where you live, and because you don't have any control over that as a child. So as we feel like education for children should be great all over, and we really want to make sure that in Chicago, we're starting with Chicago, that the education and the achievement gap there gets better and improves so that all students have access to quality education.
For a quick check of your Valpo weather forecast, Storm Shield meteorologist Hannah Coliander is in the Storm Shield Weather Center. Hello, Hannah.
Thanks, guys. We have quite a bit of exciting weather coming up, but most importantly, tomorrow, sunny skies. It's going to be a beautiful Thursday for you, so go around, take a walk around campus. It's going to be great. But then we have a roller coaster of temperatures coming up. We'll be talking more about that in our 5-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Back to you.
Thanks, Hannah. After the break, we'll have a look at your Valpo weather forecast as well as national news and sports. Stay tuned. You're watching The Shield here on VUTV.
Did you miss the Crusader Cash Merchant of the Week specials in January at Petey's Euros, Qdoba, and Industrial Revolution? Don't worry, you have more opportunities in February. From February 11th through the 17th, Wendy's will offer a Crusader combo, which includes two Junior Cheeseburger Deluxe sandwiches, small fry, and a 20-ounce drink for the low, low price of $3.99, an opportunity you will not want to miss out on. Our sixth Merchant of the Week will be Valpo Viennas. They will offer a combo of a Valpo Vienna hot dog, order of their famous regular roundabouts, and a 20-ounce drink for $5.25, which includes sales tax. This will run from February 18th through the 24th. Wrapping up the month of February will be our very own University Bookstore, located on the first floor of the Hara Union. You will receive 10% off your Crusader Cash purchase of gifts or apparel from February 25th through March 3rd. For additional specials offered this semester from our Crusader Cash merchants, go to our website at valpo.edu/merchants. This program has been brought to you by the Office of Information Technology, taking your one card beyond the campus boundaries.
Welcome back to The Shield. School bus drivers banded together in New York, marching across the Brooklyn Bridge this past weekend. More than 1,000 members of the Unified Transit Union rallied near City Hall. The job struggle has stretched for nearly 4 weeks and centers around job protections. City officials say it is illegal to offer job protections in contracts. The union blames New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg for refusing to negotiate. One member saying they are ready to go back to work.
The National Guard does not often help deliver babies, but it had to do so in Massachusetts last week. Erica Buno went into labor during the snowstorm in the midst of a statewide travel ban. Between the steep hill to Buno's home and the snowy roads, EMTs couldn't get to her. Baby Noli obviously wasn't going to wait, so they called in the National Guard. Members of the National Guard used snowplows and a Humvee to get to the EMT's house to Buno's house.
Perhaps the country's most controversial sheriff has added a high-profile name to his posse. Sheriff Joe Arpaio introduced action star Steven Seagal in Phoenix, Arizona. Seagal helped train members of Arpaio's posse of more than 3,000 volunteers in hand-to-hand combat. He also led them through a simulated school shooting where SWAT deputies posed as gunmen in different scenarios. The volunteers have helped patrol busy malls during the holiday shopping season. Following the shootings in Connecticut at Sandy Hook Elementary School, the sheriff of Arizona's Maricopa County wants to shift his volunteers from shopping centers to patrol areas around schools.
Police are continuing to search for the former LAPD officer suspected of killing 3 people. They are looking for Christopher Dorner in the San Bernardino Mountains in Southern California using helicopters and armed personnel carriers. Officers have also been trudging through the knee-high snow with rifles and revisited homes in Big Bear Lake. They last checked that community last week. Dorner is suspected of killing 2 people in Irvine, California, and shooting at LA area officers last week. One of those officers died. In a manifesto, Dorner promised to bring, quote, unconventional and asymmetrical warfare to police officers and their family. He said it was, quote, last resort to clear his name and retaliate against the LAPD over mistreatment.
Mardi Gras celebrations quickly turned sour after a shooting on Bourbon Street this past weekend. One man is in critical condition and 3 other people are counting their blessings. Witnesses tell police a fight started outside a strip club called Babe's Cabaret when they heard 3 gunshots. Most started to run. One woman described people being kicked and pushed and trampled as they tried to run to safety. The bullets grazed 3 other people, 2 women and 1 man. A second man wasn't so lucky and was shot. He was taken to a local hospital and is currently in critical condition. Police say they are using surveillance video and cell phone video to help them track down a suspect.
The Valpo area has experienced temperatures in the mid-40s this past weekend. What can we expect for the rest of this week? Storm Shield meteorologist Hannah Coliander joins us in the studio. Hello, Hannah.
Hi, Lauren. It's definitely going to be a lot cooler than it was last weekend. The 40s won't be joining us again, but we will have a little bit of a roller coaster of temperatures coming up. For this time, normally it is in the mid-30s for temperatures, but it's definitely going to be a cooler weekend. And this has a lot of people asking, where is spring? When are we going to see those showers and Mayflowers? Well, unfortunately, not any time too soon. Right now, our temperatures all across the area are hovering right around the 30-degree mark. In Valparaiso, it's 34, 32 in Davenport, 32 again in Detroit, so not too cold, but not too warm either. Then down into the overnight hours and Thursday morning, we don't see much of a temperature change. 33 degrees again in Valparaiso, 32 again in Davenport, so definitely just staying the same. And then during the day on Thursday, we do see a little bit of a warm up with the sunny skies that we'll be having. 36 is looking to be around our high for Valpo, but again, around the area, mid to lower 30s is going to be the general story. Then overnight on Thursday into the Friday morning, we see a cold front come through. Lows dipping down near 20. We have 23 in Valpo on Friday morning. And we see this -6 up in International Falls, Minnesota. So definitely some cool air. It's on its way. And we do warm up a little bit on Friday during the day, but not too much. It's just going to be 26 here in Valpo, 27 in Detroit, 24 Davenport. So definitely staying around the mid-20 mark, which is, like I was saying earlier, about 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. Today, however, was a beautiful day, 41 degrees with cloudy skies, but the winds were light out of the west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then looking into tonight, we're going to be dipping down to about 30 degrees with cloudy skies again and light winds again at 5 to 10 miles per hour. But then tomorrow, looking to be a gorgeous day, 42 degrees for our high, partly sunny skies with winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So it should be a great day to take a walk around campus before it gets colder again this weekend. Looking at our 5-day forecast, we have, like I was saying, tomorrow, Thursday, 42 degrees and sunny, a beautiful day. And then Friday, 30 and cloudy, getting a little bit chillier. And the cool down continues. Saturday, the high is going to be 26 with cloudy skies again. And then on Sunday, a little bit cooler with a high of 25. We're going to be having some flurries during the day that'll continue into the overnight hours. And going to Monday, it's going to be up to 2 inches of snow possible and some windy conditions. So winter hasn't quite left us yet.
Tomorrow being Valentine's Day, not a bad day to get out with your special someone, maybe take a stroll around campus, go out for a little bit. Not a bad day at all.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. Sports is next. Stay tuned. You're watching The Shield here on VUTV.
Welcome back to the Shield. With a look at all your Crusader sports, we turn it over now to Shield Sports Director Drew Taylor. Drew?
Thanks, guys. The Crusader women's basketball team looked to climb the standings on Saturday as they were on the road to face the Detroit Titans. Valpo was clicking on all cylinders in the first half. Liz Horton finds a cutting Jessie Wiederman for the easy look inside. Later in the half, it was Liz Horton calling her own number this time, giving the Brown and Gold a 25-20 advantage. Your score at intermission, Valpo 37, Detroit 29. The second half proved to be trouble for your Crusaders, specifically on the glass. When you give good teams like Detroit second looks, they will almost always make you pay. Rosanna Reynolds takes advantage, driving hard with the left hand for an and one. That play was a microcosm of the entire second half. Under 5 to play now, game hanging in the balance. It was Reynolds once more. The Titans would never look back. Final score, Valpo 61, Detroit 70. Despite the loss, there were 3 Crusaders in double digits. Shakir Scott led with 16, Gerardo and Richards each added 10. The Brown and Gold will return to the Arc Saturday. The UIC Flames are in town. Tip-off is 1:05. Bryce Drew came into Tuesday looking for his second 20-win campaign in as many tries. It was the back end of an Ohio road trip, and the Crusaders didn't disappoint. Kevin Van Vyk had a team-high 20, but the big fella showing off his passing skills here to Eric Buggs. Valpo up 6 at the break. Early second half now, Will Bogan twirls and hits the open mid-range. Under a minute to play now, Valpo up 5. Matt Kenny pulls up near the charity stripe. That would prove to be the dagger. Valpo led from start to finish in what seemingly resembled just another day at the office for the Brown and Gold. Your score from the Nutter Center, Valpo 68, Wright State 61. The big man, Kevin Van Vyk, played a key role in the win, pouring in a team-high 20 points and snatching 9 boards. Matt Kenny added 15 off the bench, and Brokoff had 10. Crusaders keep their top spot in conference and remain 1.5 games ahead of Detroit. Speaking of our rivals to the east, the Crusaders will square off Saturday against the Titans right here at the Athletics Recreation Center. Game time set for 5 p.m. And finally, the softball team went 2-1 over the weekend. They will hit the diamond next Friday, February 22nd, as a part of the Holiday Inn Hilltopper Classic. For more on these games, as well as everything Crusader sports, feel free to log on to valpoathletics.com. That's it for sports. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Drew. And now with our last check of weather, Storm Shield meteorologist Hannah Colander joins us in the studio.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
The weather this weekend is going to be pretty chilly, definitely a roller coaster of temperatures. Tomorrow our high 42 degrees and then that cold front pushing through overnight. Friday it's going to be 30 and cloudy. Gets a little chillier on Saturday with a high of 26 and cloudy. Our low is going to get around 18, so it could be quite chilly out there with the wind chills in effect. Feel around like 7 or 10 degrees at night. Then Sunday, 25 degrees again with flurries overnight going into Monday for that 2 inches of snow we could possibly be getting, but it might be blowing around campus a little bit as it is going to be windy again on Monday.
You know, at least we're not seeing 30-some inches of snow
Oh,
here. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Could you imagine just the impact it'd have on campus around here? Considering we haven't had a lot of snow already this year, you know? That's crazy to think about. Thanks so much, Hannah. And speaking of which, this past weekend, the East Coast was hit by a powerful snowstorm. As a result of the storm, airports in many major cities across the country canceled flights and interstates were closed. Storm Shield meteorologist Dave Caulfield has more on Winter Storm Nemo.
While Valparaiso received its fair share of snow from a number of clipper systems over the past 2 weeks, the northeastern United States was fairly quiet weather-wise. And although Punxsutawney Phil predicted an early spring for the nation, Mother Nature had other ideas as a monster nor'easter pounded areas like New York, New Jersey, and much of New England. Blizzard warnings were issued throughout the Northeast with high winds and heavy snow, making life very difficult for residents of the areas affected. I talked to sophomore meteorology major and Pennsylvania native Ryan Connolly about the storm.
We had 2 kind of major pieces of energy, one coming through the southeast United States and another through the northeast United States, and they kind of formed together off the coast and then exploded just outside of New England. This nor'easter was actually quite a bit stronger than some I've seen in the past. At one point you had an intense band of snowfall through Connecticut and Long Island that was dropping snowfall at a rate of 5 or even 6 inches an hour, which I have never seen before. I've seen sometimes 4 inches an hour in some intense bands. And just the sheer amounts, too, you can see on a map over there, some 36, 38-inch totals. That's extreme even for New England.
The nor'easter dropped over 3 feet of snow in some areas, with Milford, Connecticut collecting 38 inches over the weekend. Some areas on the Massachusetts coastline experienced wind gusts of over 80 miles per hour. Because of these factors, as well as heavy snowfall rates, much of the Northeast was under a state of emergency for the entire weekend. Travel was virtually impossible for drivers across the region.
This was very different. You actually had numerous amounts of cars stranded on, there's a big expressway on Long Island there, and several airports were shut down for a day or two as well. A lot of people were literally snowbound because their streets hadn't been plowed, 2 feet, 3 feet of snow on their streets, and sometimes even right up to their doors. We got about 4.5 inches of snow at my house, which is just northeast of Philadelphia. This storm, as compared to normal nor'easters, blew up pretty late in its life cycle. Sometimes they'll hit the coast by the Virginia Capes and bring snow from DC all the way up. This one wasn't like that. This started way later.
As the Northeast tries to dig out of this gargantuan blizzard, the Northwest Indiana area still has yet to be affected by a major winter storm. But with a month left in winter, there is some time for snow here in Valpo. For The Shield, I'm meteorologist Dave Caulfield.
And that's going to do it for this edition of The Shield. I'm Ricky Cody.
And to get on-demand VUTV programming, log on to youtube.com/ValpoVUTV for everyone here at VUTV. I'm Lauren Robinson. Thanks for watching.